Welcome, you absolute sweats, to the ultimate guide for playing Guardian in Guild Wars 2. So if you're seeking a paragon of virtue, protector of the weak, and a fearsome warrior on the battlefield, then you've found the right class for you. This guide is going to help you navigate the ins and outs of the Guardian class, from core mechanics to slight explanations on Dragon Hunter, Firebrand, and Willbender. And at the end, I'm going to provide you with a base game leveling level 80 build that you can jump right into once you hit endgame. So I'm BiggySweats. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Let's dive straight into the video. The Guardian's core mechanics. At the heart of the Guardian's strength are these virtues: justice, resolve, and courage. These virtues define what it means to be a Guardian in-game and in the fantasy, each offering unique passive benefits and powerful active abilities. Justice. So every few attacks, your weapon will ignite with a fiery wrath. It burns your foes, but when activated, you and your allies will guarantee their next attack to give a burning effect. It is genuinely like wielding a miniature sun. Then we have resolve. This virtue continuously heals you over time. Need an instant burst of healing? Then activate it to restore a significant amount of health. Think of it as your personal healing fountain. Then finally, we have courage. Aegis is granted passively, blocking the next incoming attack. Activate it to bestow Aegis on yourself and nearby allies. This creates a temporary shield wall. It's basically your get out of jail free card when you're in the middle of battle. These virtues can be enhanced through trait lines, making you a formidable force, whether you're standing your ground or leading the charge. Basically, you can make yourself more tanky or more aggressive. So you can customize your Guardian trait lines, as I mentioned before. So tailoring your Guardian to fit your playstyle is essential. So here's a breakdown of the trait lines that are available. So first up, we have Zeal. This amplifies your direct damage and increases vulnerability on enemies, making them take more damage. It's perfect for those who like to do a bit more damage and lead the battle with their blade. Then we have Radiance. This focuses on the Justice virtue, enhancing burn effects, critical hits, and the duration of resolution, which reduces incoming condition damage. Ideal for, pyromaniacs and critical hit enthusiasts. You want to see them big numbers constantly coming up on your screen? Radiance is going to be for you. Then we have Honor. So this centers around the Resolve virtue, boosting healing, dodging, and protection. This line also improves your shouts, making you a supportive rock for your allies. Then we have Valor. So this strengthens the courage virtue, improving damage mitigation through blocking and Aegis. If you prefer playing defensively, tanky, supportively, then this is going to be your go-to. Then finally, we have virtues. Enhances various aspects of all three virtues, providing additional sources of resolution. It's the all-rounder trait line, perfect for those who like to be prepared for any situation, jack of all traits type of thing. So these trait lines allow you to shape your Guardian into a healer, a tank, or a damage dealer, or a combination of all, depending on your preferred role in the battle. So many classes in Guild Wars 2 have an abundance of options. That's one of the selling points in this game. I think that just by changing a weapon, you get access to so many different combinations of abilities. So Guardians are blessed with an impressive arsenal, each offering unique benefits. So we have the Greatsword. This delivers powerful area of effect attacks, healing, and mobility. It's a crowd control master with a pull effect that gathers enemies. Then we have the Hammer, a defensive powerhouse offering crowd control, moderate damage, and protection, reducing incoming damage. Then we have the Staff, a supportive weapon that excels at healing and providing swiftness, increasing movement speed. Sneak peek, the build I'm going to give you later on is a Greatsword Staff build. So next up we have Mace. It's a main hand weapon focused on defense, applying regeneration, and offering crowd control. The Sword, a melee marvel with strong attacks, a shadow step, and fury, boosting critical strike chances. Then we have Scepter, a mid-range weapon that immobilizes and smites enemies from a distance. Then we have the Focus, which is an offhand. This deals damage and grants Aegis, blocking incoming attacks. Shield, another offhand, providing Aegis to allies and creates a protective dome that deflects range attacks. Then finally we have the Torch. So this engulfs nearby enemies, inflames and cleanses conditions while damaging foes in a cone. But if you have access to the secrets of obscure expansion or specific elite specializations, then Guardians can also wield these three. So we have Longbow, which strikes enemies from afar, controlling and burning them. Then we have the main hand axe, which burns and bleeds enemies, pulling them closer. Then we have an offhand sword that delivers swift and high damaging strikes. Now we have Guardian utility skills. Guardians possess a range of utility skills designed to balance offensive and defensive capabilities. So first up we have Consecration. It's a ground targeted areas offering defensive and supportive effects. Mediations, skills that cleanse and provide mobility and offer healing. Shouts, beneficial effects for Guardians and nearby allies with the some transferring conditions. Signets offer strong passive and active abilities typically focused on defense. Then finally we have spirit weapons, so summon like ghostly ethereal weapons to deal damage, control, heal, featuring some of honestly the most visually stunning and cool looking abilities in the game. So this newcomer's guide and build that I'm going to be offering is highly adaptable, and it does fit various roles across the different types of content, but it's going to be mainly focused on PvE, open world. It's going to work in dungeons, in fractals, which is endgame content, and you're going to be able to solo with it. So it's open world, while not as tough as warriors in terms of raw stats. Guardians make up for it with their Aegis and healing abilities, making them highly resilient. So definitely more for defensive play. If you're a newcomer, that's going to be great because you're going to be able to survive a lot and just take the game as slowly as you need to. And they excel in group content. Their support capabilities and damage mitigation make Guardians invaluable in a group setting. So here are some of my leveling tips to level up your Guardians smoothly. We're going to master defense. We're going to learn to block and dodge effectively. Timing your Aegis and dodge rolls will greatly enhance your survivability. Use your symbols. So stand in your symbols for buffs. They're your best friends in battle, and they're going to change the tide, the flow, everything. Just focus on putting them down and being near them. And then finally, we have group play. While Guardians can hold their own, and the build I'm going to give you can hold your own with it, they really shine in groups. So make some friends if you can. I know it's an MMO, and we love to play them all exceedingly solo nowadays. But, you know, join up with some dungeons, join some group events, you know, just try out the support side of things, the tanky side of things, and just, you know, go at it with a group of people. They don't have to be friends. You can just group up with people, you know? So there are a few gear choices when it comes to classes on Guild Wars 2. Most of them have access to the same, but Guardians thrive as hybrid characters. So you have the Celestial stat main, so it's balanced stats for handling various challenges. We have Grieving or Berserkers. This is for pure DPS, pure power, pure damage. Then we have Vipers, which is conditioned damage. This is a big thing in Guild Wars 2. It's basically just like overtime damage, stuff like that. Then we have Harrier, which is for support builds, focused on healing and concentration. Now, just to quickly go over the elite specializations, as they're not really going to be important for newcomers leveling and, you know, hitting base level 80 content. So first we have Dragon Hunter from the Heart of Thorns expansion. It brings ranged combat and traps, which is weird, right, for a Guardian, tanky, Paladin style class. But it brings like Spear of Justice, which tethers and pulls enemies. Wings of Resolve provides a healing leap, and a Shield of Courage, which creates a protective barrier. They're fierce and ranged fighters with deadly traps. Again, weird. Then we have Firebrand, really cool, from the Path of Fire expansion. Excels in condition damage and support. So we have Tombs. These replace Virtues, offering a range of skills based on charges. Then we have Mantras as well, which provide quick and powerful healing effects after charging. So Firebrands are known for their quickness boon, making them essential in group content. Finally, we have Willbender, and this is from the End of Dragons expansion. This focuses on mobility and melee damage. So we have Virtues, which become short-range dashes, each with additional effects, and physical skills that provide mobility and crowd control. So Willbenders are fast and lethal fighters who dominate in the close combat. The Guardian is an extremely versatile powerhouse with a role in every form of endgame content. Their aesthetics and gameplay make them true defenders of Tyria. So if you love that Paladin, light theme, you know, heroic justice, you're the good guy, you feel like the good guy, right? Then Guardian is going to be perfect for you. And like I said before, Guild Wars 2 offers so much in variability, if that's even a word, but it offers so much in terms of that you can just change and swap whenever you feel like it. The next half of this video is going to be a build for you at level 80. So you've spent this whole time leveling up, you've hit level 80. What do I do next? What can I go next? This is a base game free-to-play build. You don't need any elite specializations, you don't need anything like that. You can just go this, and it's going to carry you through content and group content until you are ready to either buy the game, buy the expansions, or go and unlock your elite specializations. So let's start off with the weapons. I believe the great Greatsword is the go-to weapon for damage. It does a lot. It's got crowd control, it's got pull-in, and does a lot of damage. And then for your offhand weapon, where all your support skills come from, it's gonna be the staff. Now, you can play Interceptor and Focus if you like, but I genuinely prefer the staff gameplay more when I'm max level doing open world stuff and then engaging in group content as well. So with the two weapons decided, what utility skills are we going to go? We're going to go with Litany of Wrath. We're going to go with Purging Flames. We're going to go with Bane Signet, Sword of Justice, and Feel My Wrath. We've talked about the two weapons, your utility skills. Let's quickly go over the rotation, as Guild Wars 2 rotations can be pretty easy to just talk about. So it's going to look something like this. We're going to start with Sword of Justice, Purging Flames, Feel My Wrath. Then we're going to go straight into casting and power on your staff, which is going to give you extra damage on your next stuff. Then we're going to swap weapons, and we're going to use Symbol of Resolution into Whirling Wrath, then Blinding Blade, and then Leap of Faith. That's your relative rotation right there. See what I mean? Really simple. I'll flash the things up on the screen for you. Your other abilities from your staff can be used in group content, or if you want some speed, you know, protection, stuff like that. But what I just stated is your main sort of go-to rotation. Next up, we're talking traits, keeping it simple. We're taking Zeal as the main trait, straight into Zealot's Resolution, and then we're taking Fiery Wrath, basically just a damage increase. If you are rolling a Scepter and a Focus, then take Zealous Scepter. If not, Fiery Wrath will do. Then we're going to go into Symbolic Exposure, then into Zealous Blade for the damage increase with Great Swords, then Symbolic Power, and finally Symbolic Avenger. Next, we're going into Radiance, starting with Justice is Blind, then into Inner Fire, then Renewed Justice, then Retribution, Radiant Power, and Righteous Instincts. And for our final trait section, we're going Inspired Virtue, Master of Consecrations, Virtue of Resolution, Inspiring Virtue, Power of Virtuous, and finally Indomitable Courage. So let's talk actual gear we're going to be going into. I'll show it on screen. So we're going to be going Berserker gear here. So Berserker is illustrious everything, right? And this is going to give us power, precision, and ferocity. That's why we're going into it. It's going to give us some great damage. Now, when we're considering gear, this is talking about best in slot stuff. So if you want to be reaching when you've achieved end game-ness, as I like to call it. So if we're talking trinkets and accessories and stuff, then we're talking the quiver for your back piece, Berserker's accessory. We're talking Black Ice Earring, Ezergi's Talisman, Ezergi's Amulet, a tuned Black Ice Band, a tuned Mistborn Band, and finally the Relic of the Thief. Now, everything I'm stating here is going to be end game stuff. Like right now, you've reached level 80. This isn't important. What I would suggest with the gear is just find stuff that is increasing your power, your precision, and your ferocity, and build it from there. And finally, for this build, the rune set you want to go is the rune set of strength, which is going to increase power, might duration, more power, more might duration as you equip more of the rune. Really easy. It's just going to increase your damage. The two runes we want on our greatsword are the Sigil of Force and the Sigil of Strength, and you're going to want to put that on your staff as well, whether that is Force or Strength. So finally, as I said, this build right here is designed to guide you through your first playthrough, or to simply offer a decent and reliable core build if you're a free-to-play account or just haven't got to that point where you can get elite specializations yet. And that right there is the beginner guide to Guardian in Guild Wars 2, and I'm offering you a awesome level 80 leveling build for as soon as you reach max level. Now, if you want to know more about the game, more about the end game and how all that mechanics work, then please check out the beginner's guide to Guild Wars 2 we also have on our channel. I've been BiggySweats. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope it's been informative. Now, you absolute sweats, I want you to go like, subscribe, and comment below your thoughts on Guardian, your thoughts on the game. Until next time, guys, peace!